The Witch's 100 Bedtime Wishes. Content Introduction. In the quaint and magical village of Everglade, there lives a kind-hearted witch named Luna. Luna is not your typical broom flying, spell-casting witch with a scary demeanor. Instead, she is a gentle soul who spends her evenings by the warm hearth, crafting 100 bedtime wishes. Each wish is a delicate thread in the fabric of the village's dreams. Some wishes are for the old miller, whose mill has been creaking a bit too much lately, hoping for a smooth running operation. Others are for the children, like little Timmy, who wishes for a world filled with endless candy. Luna's wishes are not grand, flashy spells but simple, heartfelt desires that bring comfort and hope. As she weaves these wishes into the night, the village slowly succumbs to a peaceful slumber. The gentle rhythm of Luna's incantations, combined with the soft crackling of the fire, creates a soothing atmosphere. Through her wishes, Luna spreads love, kindness, and tranquility. This story is a gentle lullaby, taking you on a peaceful journey through the dreams of a magical village, allowing you to unwind and drift into a restful sleep, just as the villagers do, lulled by the witch's 100 bedtime wishes. Chapter 1: The Witch's Hearthside Wishes. The moon, a pale orb, cast a soft, ethereal glow over the idyllic village of Everglade. Nestled amidst rolling hills and lush meadows, the village slumbered under the watchful eye of the night sky. At the edge of the village, a cozy cottage stood, its chimney puffing out wisps of smoke that curled lazily into the still air. Inside, a warm fire crackled merrily in the hearth, casting flickering shadows on the stone walls. In a comfortable armchair beside the hearth sat Luna, the gentle-hearted witch. Her long, silver-white hair cascaded down her back like a waterfall of moonlight, and her amethyst-colored eyes sparkled with a kind and gentle light. Luna was not like the witches of legend, with pointed hats and broomsticks, flying through the night with a cackle. She was a witch of a different sort, one who used her magic to bring comfort and joy to the villagers of Everglade. Luna's cottage was a haven of warmth and magic. Dried herbs and flowers hung from the rafters, filling the air with their sweet and earthy scents. Potions and elixirs, stored in glass vials of various shapes and sizes, lined the wooden shelves, each one glowing with a soft, otherworldly radiance. But tonight, Luna's attention was not on her potions or spells. It was on the well-worn leather-bound book that rested on the small table beside her chair. As the flames in the hearth crackled and popped, Luna reached for the book. Its cover was embossed with a delicate pattern of stars and moons, symbols of the magic that flowed through her veins. She opened the book to a fresh page, the parchment crackling softly under her touch. Dipping a quill into an inkwell filled with a luminous blue ink, Luna prepared to begin her nightly ritual of crafting bedtime wishes. The first name on the list was that of old Mr. Jenkins. The poor man had been suffering from aching joints for as long as anyone could remember. His days were filled with a slow, painful shuffle as he tried to tend to his small garden. Luna closed her eyes, her mind's eye picturing the kind-faced old man. She could almost feel the pain that racked his body, and her heart ached for him. With a deep breath, Luna focused her magic. The quill in her hand began to move of its own accord, scratching across the parchment in a language known only to witches. The words seemed to form a web of magic, each one a thread in the tapestry of the wish. As she wrote, Luna could feel the power of the magic coursing through her, a warm and gentle energy that filled her with a sense of purpose. The blue, glowing words on the page grew brighter, as if they were being illuminated from within. Luna could sense the wish taking shape, a manifestation of her magic and her sincere desire to help old Mr. Jenkins. When the last word was written, Luna opened her eyes. The wish was complete, a beautiful incantation of hope and relief. Carefully, Luna tore the page from the book. She held it over the fire, watching as the flames licked at the edges of the parchment. As the paper caught fire, the magic of the wish was released, carried on the warm updraft of the hearth and out into the night. Luna knew that somewhere in the village, old Mr. Jenkins would soon be wrapped in the embrace of a peaceful sleep, and perhaps, when the sun rose in the morning, he would find that the pain in his joints had lessened. Next on the list was little Lucy. The young girl had been dreaming of a beautiful, handmade doll. Her current dolls were old and tattered, and Lucy's eyes would light up every time she saw a new, pretty doll in the village store. Luna smiled softly as she thought of the little girl's innocent longing. Once again, Luna closed her eyes and delved into the well of her magic. The quill danced across the page, creating a wish filled with love and sweetness. The words seemed to shimmer with a soft pink light, a reflection of the innocent joy that Lucy would feel when her wish came true. As the wish-filled paper burned in the fire, Luna could almost see the scene in her mind. Lucy, waking up in the morning, her eyes widening with delight as she saw the new doll waiting for her at the foot of her bed. The thought of the little girl's happiness filled Luna's heart with warmth. As the night wore on, Luna continued her task. She crafted wishes for the miller, whose mill had been making strange noises lately, hoping for a smooth, running operation. For the baker, that his bread would always turn out perfectly, light and fluffy. And for the village children, that their days would be filled with laughter and adventure. One wish after another, Luna poured her magic and her heart into each one. The fire in the hearth burned steadily, providing a comforting backdrop to her work. The soft glow of the flames and the gentle scratching of the quill were the only sounds in the cottage, creating a peaceful and almost hypnotic atmosphere. As she worked, Luna couldn't help but think about the power of these simple wishes. They were not grand spells that could move mountains or change the course of the stars. But they were the kind of magic that made a difference in the everyday lives of the villagers. They were the magic of hope, of comfort, and of a better tomorrow. The hours passed, and the list of names in the book grew shorter. Luna's hand never tired, and her focus never wavered. She was in a state of complete concentration, her mind and heart fully dedicated to the task at hand. Finally, Luna reached the last name on the list. It was the name of a young couple in the village who were hoping to start a family. Luna knew that their hearts were filled with longing, and she wanted to do everything in her power to help them. Closing her eyes, Luna summoned all of her magic. The quill moved quickly across the page, the words flowing from her as if they were a part of her very soul. The wish was filled with love, with the hope of new life, and with the promise of a bright future. When the wish was complete, Luna held the page over the fire. As it burned, she sent a silent prayer along with the magic. She knew that this wish was perhaps the most important one of the night, and she hoped with all her heart that it would come true. With the last wish sent out into the night, Luna leaned back in her chair. She felt a deep sense of fulfillment, a feeling that she had done something truly meaningful. The village of Everglade was now wrapped in a blanket of magic, the magic of her 100 bedtime wishes. The fire in the hearth had burned down to a bed of glowing embers, casting a soft, orange-red light over the cottage. Luna looked around at the familiar surroundings, feeling a sense of peace wash over her. She had done her part for the night, and now it was time for her to rest. Slowly, Luna stood up. She stretched, feeling the weariness of the long night's work seep into her bones. But it was a good kind of weariness, the kind that came from doing something that she loved. She blew out the candles that dotted the cottage, plunging the room into semi-darkness, with only the faint glow of the embers to light her way. As she climbed the narrow stairs to her bedroom, Luna couldn't help but smile. She knew that in the morning, the villagers of Everglade would wake up to a world that was a little bit brighter, a little bit more hopeful. And she was grateful to be a part of that, to be the one who brought the magic of bedtime wishes to their lives. Luna slipped into her bed, pulling the warm covers up around her. As she closed her eyes, she could already feel the pull of sleep. But before she drifted off, she sent one last thought out into the night, a wish for the continued happiness and well-being of the village that she loved so dearly. And then, with a contented sigh, Luna fell into a deep, peaceful sleep, surrounded by the magic of her own making. Chapter 2. the wishes unfold. The first rays of dawn peeked over the horizon, casting a warm, golden glow over the village of Everglade. The soft light filtered through the curtains of the cottages, gently rousing the villagers from their slumber. As they opened their eyes, they were greeted by the realization that something was different this morning. Old Mr. Jenkins, who usually woke up with a groan as his joints protested every movement, was surprised to find that the pain was significantly less. He stretched his legs and arms tentatively, a wide smile spreading across his weather-beaten face. "Well, I'll be," he murmured to himself. "I haven't felt this good in ages." He got out of bed with a newfound spring in his step and made his way to the window. Outside, his garden awaited him, and for the first time in a long time, he was looking forward to spending the day tending to his flowers and vegetables without the constant ache. Little Lucy woke up with a start, her eyes immediately drawn to the foot of her bed. And there, just as she had dreamed, was a beautiful doll. It had long, golden hair, bright blue eyes, and a frilly pink dress. Lucy let out a squeal of delight and picked up the doll, hugging it tightly to her chest. "You're the most beautiful doll in the whole world," she whispered, her face alight with joy. She spent the next few minutes twirling around her room, showing the doll all her favorite things. The miller, Mr. Thompson, made his way to the mill as he did every morning. But as he approached, he noticed that the usual creaking and groaning sounds were absent. He stepped inside and started the mill, and to his amazement, it ran smoothly, without a single hitch. "This is a miracle," he said, his eyes wide with wonder. He knew that this couldn't be a coincidence. Something magical had happened overnight. The baker, Mrs. Brown, was in her kitchen, kneading dough for the day's bread. As she worked, she couldn't help but feel a sense of optimism. She had a feeling that today, her bread would turn out better than ever. And when she pulled the first loaf out of the oven, her prediction came true. The bread was perfectly golden, brown, and when she sliced into it, it was light and fluffy, just as she had wished. "Oh, my!" she exclaimed. "This is the best batch I've ever made." The village children, who usually ran around the streets with their toys, seemed to have an extra spring in their step. Their laughter filled the air as they played games, their faces beaming with happiness. It was as if the very air of the village was filled with a sense of joy and hope. As the news of these strange and wonderful occurrences spread through the village, the villagers began to realize that it was all thanks to Luna, the kind-hearted witch. They had always known that she was special, but they had never expected her bedtime wishes to have such a profound effect. A group of children, led by little Timmy, decided to pay Luna a visit. They gathered wild flowers along the way and made a beautiful bouquet. When they reached Luna's cottage, they knocked on the door. Luna, who had just woken up and was making herself a cup of tea, heard the knock and opened the door. "Good morning, Miss Luna," the children chorused, holding out the bouquet of flowers. "These are for you." Luna's face lit up with a warm smile. "Oh, thank you, dears. They're beautiful. But what's this all about?" Timmy stepped forward. "We wanted to thank you, Miss Luna. My toys seem to be more fun today, and everyone in the village is so happy. We think it's because of your bedtime wishes." Luna laughed softly. "Well, I'm glad you're all happy. That's what my wishes are for." The children then asked Luna if she could tell them more about how she made the wishes. Luna invited them in and sat them down by the hearth. She told them about the leather-bound book, how she wrote the wishes with the special blue ink, and how she sent them out into the night with the help of the fire. As she spoke, the children listened intently, their eyes wide with wonder. "Can we make wishes too, Miss Luna?" asked one of the girls, Sarah. Luna smiled. "Well, everyone can make wishes, Sarah. But it's not just about saying the words. You have to really mean them, from the bottom of your heart." The children spent the next hour with Luna, learning about the magic of wishes. They asked her all sorts of questions, like if wishes could make the sun shine brighter or if they could help the birds build their nests faster. Luna answered each question patiently, sharing her knowledge and wisdom with the eager young minds. Meanwhile, in another part of the village, the young couple, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, were sitting at their breakfast table, still in a state of disbelief. They had woken up that morning with a feeling of hope, a feeling that their wish to start a family might just come true. Mrs. Johnson looked at her husband. "Do you think it's possible, Henry? Do you think Luna's wish will make a difference?" Henry reached across the table and took her hand. "I don't know, Mary. But I have a good feeling about it. Luna's magic is special." As the day went on, the village was filled with a sense of celebration. The villagers decided to have a small festival to thank Luna for her wonderful gifts. They prepared food, set up stalls with handmade crafts, and everyone gathered in the village square. Luna arrived at the square to a warm welcome. The villagers cheered as she walked in, and many of them came up to her to express their gratitude. "You've made our lives so much better, Luna," said one of the villagers. "We don't know how we can ever thank you enough." Luna was deeply touched. "You don't need to thank me. Seeing all of you happy is the best reward I could ever ask for." The festival was a great success. The children played games, the adults danced, and everyone enjoyed the delicious food. As the sun began to set, casting a warm, orange glow over the village, Luna found herself sitting on a bench, watching the villagers. She felt a sense of contentment wash over her. This was what she loved about her magic, the way it could bring joy and hope to the people she cared about. As she watched the children running around, their faces filled with laughter, and the couples dancing slowly, she knew that her work was not in vain. But Luna also knew that there were always more wishes to be made. There were still villagers with unfulfilled dreams, and she was determined to help them. As the night deepened and the festival came to an end, Luna made her way back to her cottage. Once inside, she sat down by the hearth and opened the leather-bound book. She looked at the blank pages, ready to start a new set of bedtime wishes. The fire crackled merrily, as if it was eager to help her send the magic out into the night once again. Luna dipped the quill into the inkwell and began to write. The first wish was for an elderly woman in the village who had been feeling lonely lately. Luna wished for her to have the company of good friends and to feel loved and cared for. As she wrote, Luna could feel the magic flowing through her. The words on the page glowed with a soft light, and she knew that the wish was taking shape. When she was done, she tore the page from the book and held it over the fire. The paper caught fire, and the wish was sent out into the night. Next, Luna thought about a young man in the village who was struggling to find his place in the world. She wished for him to have the courage to follow his dreams and the wisdom to make the right choices. Again, the quill moved across the page, and the magic of the wish was created. One by one, Luna crafted the wishes. She thought about the villagers' joys and sorrows, their hopes and fears. She knew that each wish was a small step towards making the village an even better place to live. As the hours passed, Luna continued her work. The night was quiet, and the only sounds were the crackling of the fire and the scratching of the quill. Luna was in a world of her own, focused on the task at hand. Finally, when the last wish was sent out, Luna closed the book. She leaned back in her chair, feeling a bit tired but also incredibly satisfied. She knew that in the morning, the villagers might wake up to find their lives a little bit brighter, their dreams a little bit closer to coming true. As she climbed the stairs to her bedroom, Luna looked out of the window. The stars twinkled in the night sky, as if they were winking at her, acknowledging her work. Luna smiled and whispered, "Good night, Everglade. May your dreams be filled with magic." And with that, she slipped into bed and fell into a deep, peaceful sleep, ready for whatever the new day might bring. Chapter 3: The Wish's Ripple Effect. The morning after Luna had sent out the new batch of bedtime wishes, the village of Everglade woke to yet another day filled with unexpected wonders. The elderly woman, Mrs. Thompson, who had been feeling lonely, found a group of her old friends on her doorstep. They had come together, as if by some unspoken agreement, to spend the day with her. They shared stories, laughed, and enjoyed each other's company, filling her cottage with warmth and cheer. Mrs. Thompson's eyes were filled with tears of joy as she realized that her wish, crafted by Luna, had come true. "I haven't felt this happy and loved in such a long time," she said, her voice choked with emotion. The young man, Thomas, who had been struggling to find his path in life, woke up with a newfound sense of clarity. In his dreams, he had seen a vision that guided him towards a career in woodworking. He had always been good with his hands, but had never considered it as a proper profession. Now, filled with determination, he set out to find a master woodworker in the village to apprentice under. As he walked through the village, he felt a confidence he had never felt before, knowing that he was finally on the right track. The news of these new wish fulfillments spread like wildfire through the village. The villagers were in awe of Luna's magic and the positive changes it was bringing to their lives. Word even reached the neighboring villages, and soon, people from far and wide were talking about the kind-hearted witch and her bedtime wishes. One day, a traveler named Alex arrived in Everglade. He had heard tales of Luna's magic and was curious to see it for himself. Alex was a young man with a head full of dreams but a heart filled with doubt. He had been traveling for a long time, searching for a place where he could find purpose. Alex made his way to Luna's cottage. He knocked on the door, and when Luna opened it, he was struck by her kind and gentle presence. "Hello, Miss Luna," he said, a bit nervously. "I've heard so much about your bedtime wishes. I was wondering if you could help me." Luna smiled warmly at him. "Come in, Alex. Tell me what's on your mind." Alex followed Luna inside and sat down by the hearth. He told her about his travels, his dreams of becoming a great storyteller, but how he always felt lost and unsure of himself. Luna listened intently. "Alex, I believe that everyone has a story to tell, and you are no exception. Your wish is a worthy one." She reached for her leather-bound book and the quill. "Let's see what we can do." Luna closed her eyes and focused her magic. The quill danced across the page as she wrote a wish for Alex. The wish was for him to find the courage to share his stories, to gain the confidence to stand in front of an audience, and for his words to touch the hearts of those who heard them. When she was done, she tore the page from the book and held it over the fire. As the paper burned, Alex felt a strange sensation wash over him. It was as if a weight had been lifted off his shoulders. He thanked Luna profusely and left her cottage, feeling more hopeful than he had in a long time. Over the next few days, Alex started to notice changes in himself. He found himself more eager to talk to people, to share snippets of his stories. One day, a group of villagers gathered in the village square for a small gathering. Alex, filled with new-found courage, stepped forward and began to tell a story. At first, his voice was a bit shaky, but as he got into the rhythm of the story, he felt more and more confident. The villagers listened intently, their eyes fixed on him, and when he finished, they erupted in applause. "This is amazing, Alex," said one of the villagers. "You have a real gift." Alex beamed with pride. He knew that Luna's wish was starting to work. As Alex's confidence grew, he decided to travel to the neighboring villages to share his stories. Everywhere he went, he was met with enthusiasm. People were drawn to his tales, and he soon became well known in the region as a talented storyteller. Back in Everglade, Luna continued her nightly ritual of crafting bedtime wishes. But now, she also had to deal with the influx of people from other villages who came to seek her help. Some came with simple wishes, like a farmer hoping for a good harvest, while others had more complex dreams, like a young artist wishing to find her unique style. Luna did her best to help everyone. She spent hours each night writing wishes, her heart going out to each person who came to her with hope in their eyes. But as the number of requests grew, she started to feel a bit overwhelmed. One evening, as Luna sat by the hearth, looking at the long list of names and wishes in her book, she realized that she couldn't do it all alone. She decided to reach out to the villagers of Everglade for help. The next day, Luna called a meeting in the village square. All the villagers gathered, curious to hear what she had to say. "My dear friends," Luna began, "I have been overwhelmed with the number of people coming to me for wishes. I realize that I need your help. I want to teach some of you how to make these wishes, so that we can help more people together." The villagers were excited about the idea. A group of volunteers stepped forward, eager to learn the magic of the bedtime wishes. Luna started a series of lessons in her cottage. She taught the volunteers how to focus their magic, how to write the wishes in the special language, and how to send them out with the help of the fire. One of the volunteers, a young woman named Emily, was particularly eager to learn. She had always been interested in magic, but had never thought she would have the opportunity to use it to help others. As she practiced writing the wishes, she could feel the magic coursing through her. After a few days of training, the volunteers were ready to start making their own wishes. They each took a turn using Luna's leather, bound book and quill. Emily's first wish was for a sick child in a neighboring village. She focused all her energy on the wish, hoping for the child to get well soon. When she sent the wish out into the night, she felt a sense of responsibility and excitement. As the days passed, the volunteers' wishes started to have an effect. The sick child began to recover. A weaver in another village found a new source of inspiration for her designs, and a merchant's business started to thrive. The news of the villagers of Everglade, now known as the Wish Makers, spread far and wide. The act of making wishes together also brought the villagers of Everglade closer. They had always been a tight-knit community, but now, with this shared purpose, their bonds grew even stronger. They would gather in the evenings, sharing stories of the wishes they had made and the positive changes they had seen. One night, as the villagers sat around the hearth in Luna's cottage, sharing a warm cup of tea, they started to talk about the future. "What do you think will happen next, Luna?" asked one of the villagers. Luna smiled. "I think that as long as we continue to use our magic for good, the possibilities are endless. We can bring hope and joy to more people, not just in our own village and the neighboring ones, but perhaps even further afield." The villagers nodded in agreement. They were filled with a sense of purpose and excitement for what the future held. They knew that with Luna's guidance and their new-found skills, they could make a difference in the world. As the night deepened, the villagers left Luna's cottage, each one carrying with them the magic of the bedtime wishes. Luna sat by the hearth for a while longer, looking at the glowing embers. She was proud of what they had accomplished, and she knew that the journey was just beginning. She opened the leather-bound book once again. There were still many wishes to be made, and she was ready to continue her work, along with her new-found team of wish makers. As she dipped the quill into the inkwell, she thought about all the people whose lives they could touch, all the dreams they could help come true. The fire crackled softly, as if encouraging her. Luna began to write, her heart filled with hope and determination. The magic of the bedtime wishes was spreading, and she was excited to see where it would take them next. With each wish she crafted, she knew that she was adding another thread to the growing tapestry of hope and happiness that was being woven around the villages. As she sent the first wish of the night out into the night, Luna looked out of the window at the star-filled sky. "May the magic of these wishes reach far and wide," she whispered. And then, she continued with her work, ready to bring more joy and wonder to the world. Chapter 4: The Expanding Realm of Wishes. The collaborative efforts of Luna and the newly minted wish makers from Everglade had set in motion a wave of positive change that was spreading far beyond the immediate vicinity of their village. The fame of the wish makers had reached the ears of people in distant towns and even some small kingdoms. Word reached a small, war-torn kingdom on the outskirts of the known lands. For years, the kingdom had been embroiled in internal conflicts, with different factions vying for power. The people were suffering, their lives filled with fear, poverty, and despair. A young messenger from this kingdom, named Aiden, was sent to Everglade in the hopes that Luna and her team could offer some form of help. Aiden arrived in Everglade, his clothes tattered and his face weary from the long journey. He made his way to Luna's cottage, and when he entered, he was greeted with the warm and friendly atmosphere that seemed to permeate the place. Luna, seeing his distressed state, immediately offered him a seat and a cup of hot tea. Aiden told Luna and the other wish-makers about the dire situation in his kingdom. "Our land is in ruins," he said, his voice filled with sorrow. "The fighting has left our people homeless, hungry, and without hope. We have tried everything to bring peace, but nothing seems to work." Luna listened intently, her heart breaking at the young man's story. "We will do everything we can to help," she said, her eyes filled with determination. The other wish-makers nodded in agreement. They gathered around the table, and Luna opened the leather-bound book to a fresh page. "We need to think carefully about these wishes," she said. "They must be powerful enough to bring about real change in your kingdom." The wish-makers spent the next few hours discussing and crafting a series of wishes for the war-torn kingdom. Their first wish was for the leaders of the different factions to have a moment of clarity, to see the futility of the war and the suffering it was causing their people. The second wish was for a sense of unity to spread among the people, for them to come together and work towards rebuilding their lives. And the third wish was for a bountiful harvest in the coming season, to alleviate the hunger that had plagued the kingdom. As they wrote the wishes, the air in the cottage seemed to crackle with magic. Each word they inscribed on the parchment glowed with a soft, multi-colored light, a sign of the powerful magic they were infusing into the wishes. When they were done, Luna tore the pages from the book and, one by one, held them over the fire. The flames consumed the paper, and the wishes were sent on their way, carried by the magic into the night sky towards the distant kingdom. Aiden watched in awe as the wishes were sent out. "I hope this works," he said, his voice filled with a mixture of hope and trepidation. Luna placed a hand on his shoulder. "Have faith, Aiden. Magic works in mysterious ways, but it always has a purpose." Aiden returned to his kingdom, filled with a new-found hope. Back in the kingdom, strange things began to happen. The leaders of the different factions, who had been at each other's throats for years, suddenly found themselves having a change of heart. One by one, they started to reach out to each other, suggesting peace talks. The people, sensing a new spirit of unity in the air, began to put aside their differences and work together. In the fields, the crops, which had been withering due to neglect and the effects of the war, started to show signs of life. The soil seemed to become more fertile overnight, and the plants grew with a vigor that no one could explain. As the days passed, the kingdom slowly but surely began to heal. The news of the kingdom's transformation spread, and it became yet another example of the power of the bedtime wishes. More and more people from different parts of the land started to make their way to Everglade, seeking the help of Luna and the wish makers. However, not everyone was happy about the growing influence of the wish makers. In a nearby city, there was a group of dark sorcerers who were envious of the positive attention that Luna and her team were receiving. They saw the bedtime wishes as a threat to their own power and influence. The leader of the dark sorcerers, a man named Thaddeus, was a powerful but bitter individual. These so-called wish makers are meddling in things they don't understand, he growled. Their simple magic is making us look weak. We need to put a stop to this. Thaddeus and his followers decided to cast a spell to disrupt the magic of the bedtime wishes. They spent days preparing their dark incantation, using powerful but forbidden magic. One night, as Luna and the wish makers were about to send out their nightly wishes, the dark sorcerers unleashed their spell. Suddenly, a dark cloud seemed to descend over Everglade. The magic that usually flowed so smoothly through the wishes became erratic. The wishes that were sent out that night seemed to lose their power, and some even had the opposite effect of what was intended. A wish for a young couple to have a harmonious relationship instead caused them to have a huge argument. A wish for a merchant to have a successful day at the market resulted in all his goods being damaged. The villagers of Everglade were confused and worried. They knew that something was terribly wrong. Luna, realizing that they were under some sort of magical attack, called an emergency meeting of the wish makers. We need to find out what's happening, she said. There's a dark force at work here, trying to stop us from doing our good deeds. The wish makers spent the next few days researching and trying to counter the dark spell. They delved into ancient tomes of magic, looking for ways to break the curse. Emily, one of the most dedicated wish makers, found a reference to a powerful counter spell in an old book hidden in Luna's attic. The counter spell required rare ingredients, including a flower that only bloomed in the enchanted forest on the other side of the mountains, and a drop of water from the fountain of eternal youth, which was said to be guarded by a fierce dragon. Luna and a group of brave wish makers, including Emily, decided to embark on the dangerous journey to gather the ingredients. They set off, filled with determination. The journey was long and arduous. In the enchanted forest, they had to navigate through a maze of thorns and vines, and avoid the tricks of the mischievous forest spirits. When they reached the location of the flower, they found it surrounded by a magical barrier. Luna used her knowledge of magic to break the barrier, and they were able to pick the flower. Next, they made their way to the lair of the dragon that guarded the fountain of eternal youth. The dragon, a fearsome creature with scales as hard as steel and eyes that glowed with a menacing light, roared as they approached. "What do you think you're doing, intruders?" it bellowed. Luna stepped forward bravely. "We mean no harm, great dragon. We are on a quest to save our village and the magic of the bedtime wishes. The dark sorcerers have cast a spell, and we need a drop of water from the fountain of eternal youth to break it." The dragon studied them for a moment. "The dark sorcerers are a threat to us all. I will help you, but you must promise to use the water wisely." Luna and the others nodded. The dragon allowed them to approach the fountain, and Emily carefully collected a drop of the precious water in a small vial. With the ingredients in hand, they returned to Everglade. Luna and the wish makers spent hours preparing the counter spell. When everything was ready, they gathered in the village square. Luna, at the center, began to chant the incantation. The other wish makers joined her, their voices rising in unison. The magic of the counter spell filled the air. The dark cloud that had been hanging over the village began to dissipate. The erratic magic of the wishes returned to normal, and the negative effects of the dark sorcerer's spell were reversed. The villagers of Everglade cheered as they felt the familiar and positive magic of the bedtime wishes return. They knew that they had overcome a great obstacle, and their bond as wish makers had grown even stronger. Luna looked at the other wish makers, a proud smile on her face. "We did it," she said. "But we must be vigilant. The dark sorcerers may try again." The wish makers nodded. They were ready to face any challenge that came their way, determined to continue spreading the magic of the bedtime wishes and bringing hope and joy to the world. As the sun set over Everglade, the wish makers prepared for their nightly ritual, stronger and more united than ever before. They knew that there were still many people in need, many dreams to be fulfilled. And with the magic of the bedtime wishes and their unwavering spirit, they were ready to take on whatever the future held. Luna opened the leather-bound book once more, and the quill began to move across the page, crafting the next set of wishes that would carry the light of hope into the night. Chapter 5: The Aftermath and New Beginnings. The successful counter spell cast by Luna and the wish makers had lifted the dark cloud that had threatened to smother the magic of the bedtime wishes. Everglade once again basked in the warm glow of hope and positive change. The villagers, having overcome the challenge posed by the dark sorcerers, were more determined than ever to continue their mission of spreading the magic of the wishes far and wide. In the days following the incident, the village was filled with a sense of celebration. The villagers organized a grand festival to commemorate their victory over the dark forces. There were colorful parades, music, and an abundance of delicious food. Children ran through the streets, their laughter echoing, as they played games inspired by the magic of the wishes. Luna, at the heart of the celebration, watched with a sense of pride and contentment. She had seen the village grow from a small community with simple dreams to a place that was a beacon of hope for many. As she mingled with the villagers, she was constantly reminded of the power of unity and the magic that they had all come to cherish. However, the experience with the dark sorcerers had also made Luna and the wish makers more cautious. They knew that they needed to strengthen their magic and their defenses. Luna decided to start a more in-depth training program for the wish makers. Every morning, they would gather in a clearing on the outskirts of the village. Luna would teach them advanced techniques of magic, such as how to shield their wishes from dark magic interference and how to infuse even more power into their incantations. One of the wish makers, a young man named Leo, was particularly eager to learn. "Luna, I want to be able to protect the magic of the wishes better," he said. "I don't want what happened with the dark sorcerers to ever happen again." Luna smiled at him. "Leo, your dedication is commendable. We will work together to make you and all the wish makers stronger." She then demonstrated a complex spell that could create a protective barrier around the wishes as they were being sent out. The wish makers watched intently, trying to absorb every detail. As the training progressed, the wish makers started to notice a significant improvement in their abilities. Their wishes became more powerful, and they were better able to sense and counter any dark magic that might try to disrupt them. Meanwhile, the news of the Everglade wish makers' victory over the dark sorcerers had spread even further. People from kingdoms, towns, and villages that were facing various problems, whether it was drought, disease, or social unrest, were flocking to Everglade. They came with stories of woe and hopes that the wish makers could offer a solution. A delegation from a large city that was suffering from a long-lasting drought arrived in Everglade. The city's mayor, a tired-looking man named Mayor Thompson, pleaded with Luna and the wish makers for help. "Our city is on the verge of collapse," he said. "The crops are failing, and the people are desperate. We've tried everything, but nothing seems to work. Luna and the wish makers listened sympathetically. They knew that this was a huge challenge, but they were determined to help. They gathered to discuss and plan the wishes. After much deliberation, they decided to craft a series of wishes aimed at bringing rain to the city, rejuvenating the soil, and restoring the water sources. The wish makers spent hours writing the wishes, carefully infusing them with as much magic as they could. When the wishes were ready, they were sent out into the night. The people of Everglade and the delegation from the city watched with bated breath as the wishes were carried away by the magic. In the following days, the city that had been parched for so long started to experience a miraculous change. Dark clouds gathered over the city, and soon, gentle rain began to fall. The rain continued for days, soaking the dry ground. The farmers, who had given up hope, watched in amazement as their crops started to sprout and grow. The rivers and wells, which had been drying up, were replenished with water. The mayor of the city was overjoyed. "This is a miracle," he said. "You have saved our city. We will forever be in your debt." He returned to the city with a new sense of hope, and the people of the city celebrated the return of life, giving water. As more and more people came to Everglade for help, Luna realized that they needed a more organized system. She decided to establish a wish-making council. The council would be responsible for evaluating the requests for wishes, deciding which ones could be fulfilled, and coordinating the efforts of the wish makers. The wish-making council consisted of Luna, a few of the most experienced wish-makers, and representatives from different aspects of the village life, such as farmers, artisans, and elders. They would meet regularly to discuss the incoming requests. One day, a young woman named Isabella came to the council with a unique request. She was an artist who had lost her inspiration. "I used to create beautiful paintings," she said, her eyes filled with sadness. "But lately, I just can't seem to find the creativity within me." The council listened to her story and decided to help. The wish makers crafted a wish for Isabella to regain her inspiration, to see the beauty in the world around her again, and to create art that would touch the hearts of many. Isabella returned home filled with hope. In the days that followed, she started to have vivid dreams filled with colors and images. These dreams inspired her to pick up her paintbrush again. The paintings she created were more beautiful than ever before, and they soon gained recognition in the art world. The wish-making council also started to receive requests from other magical beings. A group of forest sprites came to Everglade, complaining that their forest was being destroyed by loggers. The council decided to craft wishes that would make the loggers see the importance of the forest and stop their destructive activities, and also to help the forest sprites restore the damaged parts of the forest. As the wish-making council continued to operate, Everglade became a hub of magical activity. The village grew, with new buildings being constructed to accommodate the increasing number of visitors and the expanding operations of the wish-making. However, not all was smooth sailing. Some of the requests were so complex that they required a great deal of time and energy to fulfill. There were also those who were skeptical of the wish-making process, believing that it was too good to be true. Luna and the wish-making council had to work hard to address these concerns. They organized public demonstrations of the wish-making process, showing people how it worked and the positive effects it had. They also made sure to explain that the wishes were not a substitute for hard work and personal effort, but rather a way to provide a boost of hope and magic. One day, a group of scholars from a far-away university arrived in Everglade. They were interested in studying the magic of the bedtime wishes from a scientific and academic perspective. Luna and the wish-makers welcomed them with open arms. The scholars spent weeks in Everglade, observing the wish-making process, interviewing the wish-makers and the beneficiaries of the wishes. They were amazed at what they found. "This is a completely new form of magic," one of the scholars, Dr. Amelia, said. "It combines elements of psychology, spirituality, and pure magic in a way that we've never seen before." The scholars' research helped to legitimize the wish-making process in the eyes of many who were initially skeptical. Their findings were published in academic journals, and more people started to take the magic of the bedtime wishes seriously. As time passed, Everglade became a place of learning and inspiration. People from all over the world came not only to have their wishes fulfilled but also to learn about the magic of the bedtime wishes. Luna and the wish-makers continued to work tirelessly, using their magic to bring hope, joy, and positive change to the world. One evening, as Luna sat by the hearth in her cottage, looking at the leather-bound book filled with the names and wishes of so many people, she felt a deep sense of fulfillment. The journey had been long and filled with challenges, but the impact of the bedtime wishes was undeniable. She knew that there were still countless wishes to be made, and the world was full of people in need. But with the support of the wish-makers, the wish-making council, and the growing community of believers, she was confident that they could continue to make a difference. The fire crackled softly, and Luna opened the book to a new page. She dipped the quill into the inkwell, ready to start the next set of wishes. As she wrote, she sent a silent prayer that the magic would reach those who needed it most, and that the world would continue to be transformed by the power of hope and the magic of the bedtime wishes. Chapter 6: The Web of Wishes and the Thread of Division. The reputation of Everglade as a haven of hope and magic had spread across vast lands, attracting people from every corner of the realm. The wish-making council was busier than ever, sifting through a constant stream of requests that poured in daily. The village had transformed into a bustling center of activity, with new faces arriving regularly, each carrying their own dreams and burdens. The wish-makers, under Luna's guidance, were stretched to their limits. Their days were filled with the meticulous process of crafting wishes, ensuring that each one was imbued with the right amount of magic and intention. The council, too, had its hands full, making difficult decisions about which wishes to prioritize, as they couldn't possibly attend to every request immediately. As the influence of Everglade grew, so did the envy and resentment of some. In a distant, powerful kingdom, the king, a proud and power-hungry man named King Magnus, heard of the remarkable feats of the wish-makers. Instead of seeing it as a force for good, he saw it as a threat to his authority. King Magnus summoned his council of advisors. These so-called wish-makers in Everglade are gathering too much power, he growled. People are flocking to them instead of looking to their rightful king for solutions. We must find a way to stop them. One of the advisors, a cunning sorcerer named Malachi, stepped forward. Your Majesty, I have an idea. We could send spies to Everglade to learn the secrets of their wish-making. Then, we could use that knowledge for our own gain, and discredit them in the process. King Magnus nodded, intrigued by the plan. Do it. But be careful. I don't want any mistakes. If we can control this magic, we will be invincible. Malachi wasted no time. He selected a group of his most skilled spies and sent them to Everglade. Disguised as travelers in need of help, they infiltrated the village and began to observe the wish-making process. Back in Everglade, the wish-makers were facing a different kind of challenge. With the increasing number of requests, there was a growing sense of division among them. Some wish-makers felt that they should focus on helping the local villagers first, as they were the ones who had built the foundation of the wish-making tradition. Others believed that they had a responsibility to reach out to as many people as possible, regardless of their origin. A heated argument broke out during one of the wish-making council meetings. We can't neglect our own people, said an elder wish-maker named Ilara. The villagers of Everglade have been with us from the start. They deserve our priority. Another wish-maker, a young and idealistic man named Finn, countered, but what about the people in far-off lands who are suffering? We have the power to help them. We can't turn our backs on them. Luna, who had been listening intently, stepped in to calm the situation. "Both of you have valid points. But we must remember that the magic of the wishes is about unity and helping all who are in need. We need to find a balance." However, the division among the wish makers was not so easily resolved. The argument spread to the rest of the village, causing rifts among the villagers themselves. Some took Ilara's side, believing that the village should look after its own first. Others supported Finn, seeing the broader scope of the wish-making mission. As the internal conflict brewed, the spies from King Magnus' kingdom were busy gathering information. They watched as the wish-makers prepared their wishes, noting down the incantations, the use of the leather-bound book, and the way they harnessed the power of the fire. One of the spies, a woman named Serafina, managed to steal a page from the leather-bound book when the wish-makers were distracted by their argument. She passed it on to Malachi, who was waiting outside the village. Malachi studied the page with great interest. "This is it," he said with a malicious grin. "With this, we can start making our own wishes, and make it seem like the wish-makers of Everglade are frauds." Back in Everglade, Luna noticed that a page was missing from the book. She knew immediately that something was wrong. "We've been infiltrated," she said, her face pale. "This is a serious situation. If the wrong people get hold of the knowledge of our wish-making, they could cause a lot of harm." The wish-makers, realizing the gravity of the situation, put aside their differences for the moment. They knew that they had to work together to find out who had stolen the page and stop them from misusing the magic. Luna and a group of trusted wish-makers began to investigate. They questioned the new arrivals in the village, trying to find any signs of suspicious behavior. Meanwhile, Malachi and his followers were busy experimenting with the stolen wish-making knowledge. They attempted to craft their first wish, a wish for King Magnus to become the most powerful ruler in the land. But without the pure intentions and the proper training of the Everglade wish-makers, the magic went horribly wrong. The wish backfired, causing a dark and menacing storm to brew over King Magnus' kingdom. The storm brought with it destruction and chaos. Crops were destroyed, houses were blown down, and the people were filled with fear. King Magnus, enraged, demanded that Malachi fix the situation. Malachi, desperate, tried to reverse the wish, but his lack of understanding of the true nature of the wish-making magic only made things worse. The storm grew stronger, and the kingdom was on the verge of collapse. In Everglade, Luna and the wish-makers discovered the identity of the spies. They also learned about the chaos that was unfolding in King Magnus' kingdom due to the misused wish-making magic. Luna knew that they had to act quickly. "We can't let the kingdom suffer because of this," she said. "We need to go there and fix this, even though it was their own doing." A group of the bravest wish makers, led by Luna, set out for King Magnus' kingdom. When they arrived, they were met with a scene of devastation. The people were in a panic, and King Magnus, humbled by the disaster, was willing to listen to Luna. Luna explained to him the importance of using the wish, making magic with pure intentions and for the greater good. "This magic is not a tool for personal gain," she said. "It is a gift to bring hope and unity." King Magnus, realizing the error of his ways, pleaded with Luna to help. Luna and the wish makers spent days crafting counter wishes to calm the storm and restore the kingdom. They worked tirelessly, using all their knowledge and magic to undo the damage. Slowly but surely, the storm began to subside. The sun peeked through the clouds, and the people of the kingdom started to rebuild their lives. King Magnus was filled with gratitude. "I'm sorry for what I've done," he said. "I will make sure that my kingdom respects and supports the work of the wish makers from now on." Back in Everglade, the wish makers learned a valuable lesson. The incident with King Magnus' kingdom and the internal division had shown them that they needed to be more united and vigilant. Luna called for a village-wide meeting. "We are stronger together," she told the villagers and the wish makers. "Our differences should not divide us, but rather make us more creative in finding solutions. And we must always be on guard against those who would misuse the magic of the wishes." The villagers and wish makers nodded in agreement. They decided to establish a system of security to prevent future infiltrations. They also created a new set of guidelines for the wish-making council, ensuring that they could handle the increasing number of requests more efficiently and fairly. As the village of Everglade recovered from the recent turmoil, the wish makers returned to their daily work with a renewed sense of purpose. The leather-bound book, now safely guarded, was once again filled with new wishes. Luna opened it, ready to start a new chapter in the story of the bedtime wishes. The fire in the hearth crackled merrily as Luna dipped the quill into the inkwell. She knew that there were still many challenges ahead, but she was confident that with the unity of the village and the power of the wish-making magic, they could overcome anything. The web of wishes that they had spun was growing, and she was determined to make sure that it continued to spread hope and positive change across the land. Over the next few days, the wish makers focused on healing the internal wounds of the village. They organized community building activities, such as festivals and workshops, to bring the villagers closer together. The division that had threatened to tear them apart was slowly mended, and the sense of unity and purpose returned stronger than ever. The wish-making council also received a new request that would test their abilities in a different way. A small island nation was facing a mysterious illness that was spreading rapidly among its people. The Icelanders had tried everything, but nothing seemed to cure the disease. Luna and the wish-makers knew that this was a difficult challenge, but they were not one to back down. They began to research the illness, consulting ancient tomes of magic and medicine. They also sent messengers to other lands, seeking any knowledge that could help them craft the right wishes. After days of intense study and discussion, the wish-makers came up with a plan. They would create a series of wishes aimed at purifying the island's water sources, strengthening the immune systems of the people, and revealing the true cause of the illness so that they could find a permanent cure. The wishes were carefully crafted, with each word chosen with great care. When they were ready, the wish-makers sent them out into the night, hoping that their magic would reach the island and bring relief to the suffering people. As the days passed, the island nation started to show signs of improvement. The water sources became crystal clear, and the people's health began to improve. The mysterious illness started to lose its grip, and the Icelanders were filled with hope. The success of these wishes further solidified the reputation of Everglade as a place of true magic and hope. More and more people from different parts of the world were drawn to the village, not only to have their wishes fulfilled but also to learn from the wish-makers and become a part of the growing community of hope bringers. Luna, looking at the ever-expanding influence of the bedtime wishes, knew that the responsibility on their shoulders was great. But she also knew that with the unity and dedication of the wish-makers and the support of the people, they could continue to make a positive impact on the world. The story of the bedtime wishes was far from over, and she was excited to see where the magic would take them next. Chapter 7: The tapestry of wishes expands and the shadows lurk. The fame of Everglade's wish-making abilities had reached new heights, and the once small village was now a vibrant center of magic and hope. The wish-making council was inundated with requests from every corner of the known world. The island nation's recovery had become a legendary tale, inspiring more people to believe in the power of the bedtime wishes. As the wish-makers continued their work, they noticed a pattern emerging in the requests. Many were from regions that had been long forgotten or neglected by the larger kingdoms. These were places where poverty, disease, and social unrest were rampant. Luna and the council decided to focus on these areas, seeing it as an opportunity to make a truly significant difference. A group of wish-makers, led by Finn, set out on a journey to a remote mountainous region. The people there lived in small, scattered villages, cut off from the rest of the world. They were suffering from a lack of basic necessities, and a harsh winter was approaching. When they arrived, the wish makers were greeted with a mix of hope and suspicion. The villagers had never seen outsiders like them before. Finn and his team spent time getting to know the villagers, understanding their needs. They then crafted a series of wishes. One wish was for a bountiful harvest of winter-resistant crops, another for warm clothing and shelter materials to be found in the nearby forests, and a third for a natural spring to emerge, providing clean water. As the wishes took effect, the villagers watched in amazement. Winter, hardy crops began to sprout in their fields, and they found an abundance of warm furs and sturdy wood in the forests. A fresh spring indeed bubbled up from the ground, and the villagers' lives were transformed overnight. Back in Everglade, Luna was dealing with a different situation. The increasing number of visitors and the growing influence of the wish-making were attracting the attention of some powerful magical guilds. These guilds had long held a monopoly on magic in their respective regions, and they saw the wish-makers of Everglade as a threat to their power. The leaders of the largest magical guild, the Order of the Enchanted Flame, summoned Luna for a meeting. When Luna arrived at their grand hall, she was met with a cold and unwelcoming atmosphere. The guild master, a stern-looking man named Oren, spoke first. "Your wish-making activities are disrupting the balance of magic in the land," Oren said. "You are meddling in affairs that you do not understand. The magic should be controlled by those who have studied it for centuries, like us." Luna remained calm. "Our wish-making is about helping those in need," she replied. "We use our magic with pure intentions, to bring hope and positive change. We mean no harm to your guild or the balance of magic." But Oren was not convinced. "You are giving false hope to the people. Magic is not something to be used so freely. It has consequences." The meeting ended without a resolution, and Luna returned to Everglade feeling concerned. She knew that the Order of the Enchanted Flame could pose a serious threat to their work. She informed the Wish-Making Council and the Wish-Makers of the situation, and they began to prepare for possible trouble. In the meantime, the Wish-Makers continued to fulfill wishes from all over. A young artist from a coastal town had a wish to have her work displayed in a grand art exhibition. The wish-makers crafted a wish that not only got her an invitation to the most prestigious art show in the kingdom but also ensured that her paintings would be the talk of the event. As the artist's dreams came true, her success story spread, and it inspired more young people to pursue their creative passions. The wish-making was not only changing individual lives but also having a cultural impact, encouraging people to follow their dreams and express themselves. However, As the influence of Everglade grew, so did the efforts of those who opposed it. The spies from King Magnus' kingdom, who had been caught and sent away, had not given up. They returned with a new plan, this time in league with some members of the Order of the Enchanted Flame. They began to spread rumors about the wish makers. They said that the wishes were a form of dark magic, that they were causing more harm than good, and that the wish makers were secretly controlling the people who received the wishes. These rumors spread like wildfire, and soon, some people who had once believed in the magic of the bedtime wishes began to have doubts. In Everglade, the wish makers were aware of the rumors. They knew that they had to act quickly to counter them. Luna organized a public event in the village square. She invited all the people who had benefited from the wishes to come forward and share their stories. One by one, villagers, travelers, and people from far-off lands took the stage. A farmer spoke about how the wish for a good harvest had saved his family from poverty. A sick woman told of how a wish had cured her incurable illness. Their stories were powerful, and they began to dispel the rumors. But the opposition was not deterred. The combined forces of the spies and the rogue members of the Order of the Enchanted Flame decided to take more drastic action. They planned to cast a powerful spell on Everglade, a spell that would disrupt the very source of the wish, making magic. The night before the planned spell casting, a young member of the Order of the Enchanted Flame, named Alara, had a change of heart. She had witnessed the good that the wish makers of Everglade had done, and she could not bear to be a part of the destruction. She secretly made her way to Everglade to warn Luna. When Alara arrived, she was out of breath and filled with fear. "Luna, they are going to cast a spell on the village tonight," she said. "It will destroy the magic of the wishes. You have to stop them." Luna thanked Alara for her bravery. She immediately gathered the wish makers. They knew that they had to come up with a counter plan quickly. They decided to use their combined magic to create a protective shield around the village. The wish makers spent the next few hours preparing the spell. They used the knowledge and experience they had gained over the years, along with the power of the leather-bound book. As the night deepened, they could sense the approaching threat. The enemy forces, consisting of the spies and the rogue mages, arrived at the outskirts of Everglade. They began to chant their dark spell, their voices echoing in the night. But as they did, the wish makers activated their protective shield. The dark spell hit the shield, and a great battle of magic ensued. The sky was filled with flashes of light, and the ground trembled. The wish makers held their ground, their determination unwavering. Luna, at the center of the wish makers, focused all her energy on strengthening the shield. She knew that the future of the wish-making and the hope of so many people depended on this moment. As the battle raged on, the wish-makers realized that they needed to do more than just defend. They decided to launch a counter-attack. They crafted a wish that would turn the dark magic back on its casters, but in a way that would make them see the error of their ways. The wish was sent out, and it intercepted the dark spell. The dark magic was reversed, and the enemy forces were hit by their own spell. But instead of causing destruction, the spell made them see the beauty and goodness of the wish-making. The spies and the rogue mages were filled with remorse. They realized that they had been misled by their greed and jealousy. They approached Luna and the wish-makers, asking for forgiveness. Luna, being the kind-hearted witch that she was, forgave them. "We all make mistakes," she said. "What's important is that you see the truth now. You can help us spread the magic of the wishes, instead of trying to destroy it." The once-enemy forces agreed. They joined the wish-makers of Everglade, adding their own magical abilities to the cause. With this new-found unity, the wish-makers were more powerful than ever. The incident taught the wish-makers and the people of Everglade an important lesson about the power of unity and the importance of standing up for what they believed in. The village continued to thrive, and the tapestry of wishes that they were weaving grew even more intricate and beautiful. The wish-making council decided to use this opportunity to expand their reach even further. They sent out teams of wish-makers to different parts of the world, not only to fulfill wishes but also to teach others the art of wish-making with pure intentions. One such team, led by Emily, traveled to a large city. They set up a wish-making workshop, where they taught the local people how to focus their magic and craft their own wishes. The response was overwhelming. People from all walks of life came to learn, and soon, the city was filled with a new sense of hope and magic. Back in Everglade, Luna looked at the leather-bound book, which was now filled with even more requests. She knew that the journey of the bedtime wishes was far from over. There were still countless people in need, and the magic of the wishes had the potential to transform even more lives. As the sun set over Everglade, casting a warm glow over the village, Luna and the wish-makers prepared for another night of wish-making. They knew that there would always be challenges, but they were ready to face them. The magic of the bedtime wishes was a force for good, and they were determined to keep spreading it across the land.